Okay. And you just go on from there. So after about 35 minutes, he went into answering questions, and so it's really not relevant to the subject. So it's not all that long to listen to if you want to do that. But like I said, if you go right to the end, let's watch just this one part.
Anyways, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you being here. And James White, if you're listening, thanks for listening into what I'm saying. I do appreciate it. And because he threatened me on Twitter. Oh, I got to show you guys. Here, before I let you go, here's what James White said on Twitter. He didn't threaten me. I'm being facetious. But I'm going to show you the tweet for those of you who'd like to see it. There it is. So when I tweeted out that I would be dealing with this topic today, and James White, who is a well-known Calvinist and the guy I really respect and love, and he's done such great ministry, especially dealing with things like textual criticism. His debate with Bart Ehrman was really good. So he says, "Just so you know, I'll be listening." Oh, that's funny. Boy, I sure got shiny. It's summertime. That's what happens. So what's going to happen next, perhaps, and maybe we'll deal with this the Trinitarian harmony thing that you can read. James White had a question about. That wasn't my topic today, so I'm not going to feel like I need to get roped into it.
Now, there it is. There it is. Okay. That was the whole point. That is the whole point. If you don't deal with that, you're not dealing with the issue. At least not as it's being presented by us. And it sort of reminds me of how many people over the years have come up to me and they've said, you know how you talk about how if Calvary Chapel doesn't start dealing directly with the subject of Reformed theology and start dealing with it in a meaningful fashion, that they will just continue to produce Calvinists. And they always say, I'm a living example of that. And it's true. And so if Pastor Winger wants to provide a meaningful response to the real arguments, he's got to start dealing with what the real arguments are. And unfortunately, the source he went to, because he mentioned that after I said I'll be listening, he called David Allen. And David Allen gave him some information. Well, that became obvious in the list of verses that were provided. The problem is David Allen doesn't respond and has never responded to the best of our argumentation. David Allen was opposed to Reformed theology before he knew what Reformed theology was. That's the problem with David Allen. And remember, he's the one that years ago in the original RFG theme was the one who was calling me a hyper-Calvinist. Well, that immediately shows you don't know what a hyper-Calvinist is, first of all. But more than that, he had opposed particular redemption before he really understood what particular redemption was. And once you're dug into something and then you just start trying to find reasons to defend where you've been all along, the result isn't overly compelling in any way. So if y'all are going to respond, then you need to hear what we're saying. And this is the second response I've done to Pastor Winger. I'm hoping this time he'll hear what I'm saying, because I'm pretty sure I've addressed this before. And so I think it is really really important. So let me let me start. We're going to be spending a fair amount of time in Scripture because Pastor Winger did. He went to a number of texts, but unfortunately, there were numerous assumptions made. For example, you had the assumption made that the word world always means all of humankind.